Great protection in the pocket. Has Welker at the 20. Another first down inside the 10. The ball comes out. The ball comes out, but Welker may have gotten it right back. First and goal to go for New England. Hamlin and Newman hammered him, but Welker was running free for 20 yards.
Here's what happens. This time, Wes Welker right over the middle. They're trying to play safe. You saw some of the defenders drop back. And what happens when you drop back, Tom Brady gets extra time. He's going to find the open receiver, and it does. What a hit.
It was Newman popping it out with his shoulder.
You can see the Dallas Cowboys. They got the emotion. They're playing fast on defense. But the problem is, it's not just like you got to stop them one play. New England keeps coming. They give themselves many chances, and so far they've converted 2 third downs.
A scrappy recovery by Welker. Here's the pass over in the area of Jabbar Gaffney as Tom Brady unloaded it quickly.
Well, this is a running play, and this is a read between Tom Brady and Jabbar Gaffney, and Jabbar Gaffney read it differently. So if the defender's far off, he throws it out there real quick. You try to make him miss and score a touchdown, but it's a good thing they didn't read it the same way because Terrence Newman was coming up hard.
Cowboys shifting 4 subs on second and goal at the 6. Brady, left side, and intended for Kevin Falk. Fourteenth play of the drive coming up.
This would be an emotional lift for the Dallas Cowboys defense. The receiver's open. Tom Brady comes to him late and just throws a little too far outside. Because it would be a lift, they have gotten pressure on Brady a few times. And that was the big key for them in this game.
Watch Moss, bottom of your screen. Newman guarding him. Third and goal from the gun. To the end zone, touchdown. It's Moss.
A lot of movement on defense for the Cowboys. They were looking to Tom Brady's right. He decides to come back to the left side. Look at that, Randy Moss, back of the end zone. That's the spot that it's hard to cover because you're always looking forward as a defender when you're in the end zone. So the end zone line, it's open. Randy Moss finds it.
Gostowski makes it 7-0. Moss with now 8 touchdowns this season. He's never lost at Texas Stadium. Speaking of Moss, he's 6-0 and now has 11 touchdowns on the Texas Stadium turf. Back here at Texas Stadium, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. Second series coming up for the Cowboys offense as Brady collects touchdown pass number 17 on the season.
Shoot, I used to be proud when I did that for a year.
Yeah.
These numbers the quarterbacks are putting up this year, they're almost unbelievable.
It's still Jones in the backfield, and he is pancaked by Wilford. What happened on the touchdown?
Well, that's what I want to know. Couple things. DeMarcus Ware, when you're playing a good offense, you try something new. Terrence Newman, Roy Williams. Watch the receivers. One's playing man-to-man. Roy Williams in the slot. Going to stay with his guy. Terrence Newman passes Randy Moss off. So when you create one or new defenses, Jim, sometimes there's confusion. Absolutely confusion that time with the Dallas defense.
Second and 11. And the Cowboys go to Owens, and he drops it. That's his 5th drop of the season. Asante Samuel was trying to defend, but Owens had a chance to catch it and maybe get to the first down yardage.
Yeah, he dropped it. You know, there's quite a few things I want to watch in this game, but Tony Romo didn't let it go either. In other words, he didn't throw it with confidence, lost some speed on it, and Terrell Owens misjudged it. And so far, the Dallas offense, you know, they got to be a little rattled. Nothing worked. All the plays look bad. the first 3, these first 2, they look bad too.
Again, their first series, 3 and out, and threatening to go out quickly again.
Look at all the movement. This is what they love to do on 3rd down.
3rd and 11, they're coming after him. That's Rodney Harrison getting to the quarterback.
That is one good pass rush by Rodney Harrison. On the outside, wants to move against Jason Witten. Fakes outside, comes underneath, has the speed, and even though Tony Romo, very good with his feet, not quick enough to get away from Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison, who just returned last week after missing 4 games with the NFL suspension, said he felt like a rookie being out there last week after missing that time at the start of the year.
But last week, practice this week, he says, what a difference. He goes, I am ready. He's shown it here in the first couple plays.
He drops him for a 6-yard loss. McBride does not catch this one. Welker dancing at midfield. And still scrambling to the 43. That's the first time Romo's been sacked in his last 84 pass plays. So the Patriots are set up in Dallas territory again, already up 7-0. They both arrive here today undefeated. Patriots winning every game by at least 17 points. And the Cowboys at 5-0 pull out the game Monday night at Buffalo. Now New England from the Cowboys 43. They drove it on this Dallas defense for a touchdown, 14-play drive. And we got a flag here, movement early. That was the first drive. And
offense number 77, 5-yard penalty and still first down.
That's Mike Carey. In 26 offensive possessions, the Dallas defense has surrendered a touchdown. And look at Belichick talking to his linebacking group.
Just watch his energy, enthusiasm for doing it, and Bill Belichick's not like a lot of head coaches. When he got hired, he didn't say, look, I'm going to leave it to my coordinators to do the work. He gets in there and still coaches both sides of the ball, and you see that with the defense every single game.
You wouldn't know it, but they haven't given up a first down, that defense, the way he's out there instructing. They've had the Cowboys out on the field for just 6 plays and 2 punts. 1st and 15, it's Welker. Out of bounds at the 41. We've got an update. Let's go to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Jim and Phil, LaDainian Tomlinson personally taking it upon his shoulders to turn this thing around in San Diego. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. This one, a 27-yarder it is. It's now 14-0 San Diego over Oakland. Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
Yeah, and with those 2 today, thank you, JB. He ties John Riggins on the all-time rush touchdown list. In the 10th position on the all-time touchdown list. Tomlinson and the Chargers picking up where they left off last Sunday in Denver. 2nd down and 8. They get to Brady and knock him down. Just shove him down. That's DeMarcus Ware.
He thought the football was thrown, but DeMarcus Ware just flies around the right corner, and he's moving around a lot, lining up, waiting until the last second to show where he is going to be.
Brady was waiting for the hit also.
And Nick Kazur, right tackle, crowd noise, it's always a factor. Even though you might be going on a silent snap, it distracts you. And that time, it hurt the offensive line and helped DeMarcus Ware on the sack.
And it was Ryan O'Callahan on that right side. They moved Kazur to the left side. On 3rd and long, Brady's pass intended for Falk, but Ware was in the area, so they stopped the Cowboys this time.
Well, this is good stuff. This is a sprint out to the right, and they're going to do the oh shoot screen. In other words, get everybody running one way and then throw it across the field, and the defense goes, oh shoot, we overran it. But DeMarcus Ware saw it, smelled it out, and made Tom Brady throw it away.
They went that series, Phil, with Matt Light, their starting left tackle, sitting on the bench, moving Kazur to left tackle, bringing in Ryan O'Callahan on the right side. Creighton scoops it off the Hansen punt of 35 yards. Cowboys set up at the 12. Cowboys defense this time up to the challenge.
The the NFL on CBS.
You can get the latest score, stats, breaking news from the league with live scoring game centers at cbssports.com, and some great writing too, like the Hall of Famer Leslie Visser, who had a piece this week on the 81s, Moss and Owens, and the one she claims is the original 81, Russ Francis. And that's Marion Barber with his first action of the game, and it goes for about 3. Barber, what a force he has been in the fourth quarter of games this year. He's their leading rusher. He doesn't start. They split the carries, but he's averaging 6 yards a pop.
He was the other name we heard a lot about last night, Jason Witten. Every defender, Jason Witten, Bill Belichick, Jason Witten, and then the players, Marion Barber, they know he's tough, hard to bring down.
Second down, the pass. And it takes a while to get there in the area of Creighton, but Vrabel was underneath that, and Samuel was right with Creighton.
Hard for Tony Romo to move around so far. And what you find out that you cannot see on film when you play the New England Patriots is how big they are. They're tall, the defensive line, the linebackers, they got long arms, and all of a sudden, throws that you make every week, you go, oh, I got to throw this one about 2 feet higher, and when you do it, it goes incomplete.
Cowboys bring in Sam Hurd. Still looking for their first down of the game. 3rd and 7. Romo fields the high snap. The pass off the fingertips of Creighton.
Pressure on the outside from Mike Vrabel. Good throw by Tony Romo. Somebody has got to make a play to get it going. Oh, and you got to use 2 hands. That would help. Somebody's got to make that first play to get the offense confidence, get the rhythm, and then it allows the play caller, Jason Garrett, offensive coordinator, to get in his rhythm too.
This is not anything unusual for Dallas this year as far as the way things go in the first quarter. Welker, fair catch call. McBriar with a beauty. 52 yards it travels. We'll see Brady and the Patriot attack again, up 7-0. Tom Brady's first ever appearance at Texas Stadium. He's got Matt Light back on the left side. Kazir returns to right tackle. Actually, they're mixing it up. They've got Kazir left, Light right. And it's Morris for about 3 yards. Marcus Ware on that last series defensively for Dallas made some plays, Phil.
Well, he's the playmaker. He lines up to the left side of the defense. Says, well, I'm going to try that right tackle out. And then other times he'll line up on the other side. He goes everywhere. Doesn't rush the passer. Smells the screen and stops it and gets New England off the field. He is the guy on defense. He is the explosive player who can make the dynamic plays that can help you win games.
2nd down and 6.
Tom Brady thinks it's blitz, changing the play.
Pump fake and a pass to Moss. Almost picked. It was over Moss's head. And it was Ken Hamlin diving for it.
That was an excellent job by Ken Hamlin. It was a blitz. He's doing it. They want to do a little slant and go to Randy Moss. Here's the pump fake. Then he goes deep, but look at the safety. Hamlin there the whole time. Not fooled.
Now the Cowboys stopped them on the last series on a 3rd and long, but an opening drive, touchdown drive, they were 4 for 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 6. What a catch. What a pass. It's Watson for 29.
Well, here's what happens, Jim. The Cleveland Browns last week said, we're going to go outside and we're going to stop your wide receivers. Well, sorry, who's this guy going down the middle? Well, that's Ben Watson, one of the fastest tight ends in the NFL, matched up against Roy Williams, and that was what you call, this is a fastball. And it's right on the outside edge of the plate. It's perfect. You know that little black part? Can't hit it, can't knock it down.
Could not have been any more precise. Morris driving the legs to the 35.
You know, it's interesting. Yes, Tom Brady's been on a good team since he's been with the Patriots. And they've won 3 Super Bowls, and last year they go to the AFC Championship game. And now he has weapons. But you know what? You got to have talent to take advantage of the weapons. And I say it all the time, and people want to say, well, he's got that special magic. I don't know about that. I know he's on a good team, and he can really throw it. And when you put those two things together, I think that's when you find the magic.
But I think he might have a little less special magic, too.
Yeah, it's called talent.
It's called talent. That's right. And that's Moss. And
that wasn't magical.
That was not his best.
Well, it was. He got caught in between. The timing was not there, and then he second guesses the throw, and it makes it off target and short.
I mentioned this is his first game ever at Texas Stadium, and this quarterback, when you come to a field, the stadium for the first time, what kind of thoughts dance through your mind?
Oh, well, you know, a lot of things. Bill Belichick told him it would be windy here. You remember that?
Yep.
And Tom Brady asked me, I said, Tom, I played down here for 15 years. I never felt one breath of air in this stadium.
And it's third down. 3rd and 7. Down the field, it's Welker. And a walk-in touchdown for the Patriots.
This reminds me of the Super Bowl as I'm going back. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the Los Angeles Rams. Wes Welker is double teamed. One on the outside, there's the inside. Well, I got him in, you got him out. Who's got him deep? That's why those coverages are hard. You got to put one guy on him and one deep and cover him that way. In and out, too tough.
Welker's second touchdown as a Patriot. He scored opening day against the Jets. Brady has 2 touchdown tosses in the first quarter. 14-zip, New England. Touchdowns coming on 3rd down plays. 6 of 7 on 3rd down and a couple of touchdowns, and Welker gets past them.
You know, Jim, I didn't finish my story. I brought it up. I was at that Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Rams were double covering Lynn Swann, and he went right down the middle of the field and caught a long one, a long pass for a touchdown that really was the deciding factor in the game. So,
T.O. looking for a little touch at some point. He had actually on his fingertips, but dropped an earlier one. Now the Cowboys will run it out. And that's Thompson to the 17-yard line. Tomorrow on CBS, the dead will rise in Miami. It's not just another case, it's a phenomenon. Kind of like you. Don't miss a new CSI Miami. It's tomorrow at 10/9 Central on CBS. And there's Bob Kraft as guest. To our right there is the actress Kate Hudson. I'm saying it's like this all the time. We get up 14,
yeah,
and we put them away.
Well, maybe he's going to make a movie with her. Who knows?
Mr. Kraft just donating $5 million this week to his alma mater, Columbia, to name the football field after him. There's the pass to Marion Barber, and that's one of the few gainers of the day. Not that it's anything extreme, but it goes for 7. Cowboys still looking for their first down.
You know, here's what happens too in a game like this, Jim. You talked to some of the Patriots last night. They love these games. They love it when the attention's on them, the bigness of it, and the team that the Dallas Cowboys saw on defense is not the one they'll see today, because they'll change it up. And who was it? Mike Vrabel even said it last week. We were flat. I mean, you can't be in an emotional pitch every single week. Well, you can bet this week, this New England defense, they're going to be emotional.
He was unhappy with their play in the second half against Cleveland. The Browns were feisty, and they won again today. There is Barber, and he is roughed up after a gain of about 2. Bruschi the first to hit him, and the Cowboys have a 3rd and short on the way, and this is getting repetitive now for Dallas.
It is. You know, you just get, it's tough. Now you know it. It's not any game you played in this year. Even though they haven't scored a lot in the first half and the first quarters, this is a different defense. And you got to adjust to the game, how hard you're playing and what they're trying to do to you.
Barber has the first down. Stiff arm on Hobbs. Fights him again. And finally, Sanders has to join Hobbs to force him out. Gain of 13.
Yeah, this is what you need. You need somebody. Hey, make a play. There it is. Not only does he make a play, nice stiff arm. And then look at the players on the sideline. See, there's some meanness to it. And that's what they're lacking so far. So Marion Barber gives it to them. The players on the sideline get excited. Now, all right, hey, we can relax. We can get a first down.
The play action to Barber in the line. He tosses it to him. Making the move on Brewski, who hangs with him. The 5-yard gain out across the 40. And that's going to run out the first quarter. 14 points for the Patriots, 1 first down for the Cowboys. We'll return to Dallas after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. We begin the second quarter with the Cowboys 2nd down and 5 from their own 43. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. 2 Brady touchdown passes in that first quarter. And it's Barber. And again, a difficult tackle. And he picks up 4. And a flag is thrown in at the end. Mike Carey, our referee.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Of course, the Cowboys just 6 days ago had a little taste of making a comeback. That one, with 6 turnovers in the game, they're able to come back and beat the Bills at the end. But this is what happened here. Is again, Barber, he can get you frustrated. He runs with so much intensity. A little shove in the back, too, by Wilfork on Whitten.
Top of the screen. It's Ty Warren pushing Mark Colombo over the pile.
So Dallas gets to experience things on New England's side of the field for the first time. Excellent time. Romo to Owens. Did he make the catch? Yes, he got him down. 13 yards.
This is probably the difference this year in this offense over last year. Last year it was in the middle of the field, inside, and Tony Romo says the difference in me is now if it's open to the outside, I take advantage of it and throw it there.
And Cowboys give a little no huddle look here. They race to the line. They go to Barber off right tackle. Brewski by the ankles on the tackle, but still another good gainer. Jason Witten helped clear things for 6 yards.
Yeah, what a difference just in attitude that Marion Barber brings in there. And, you know, we've already said it, Jim, how much respect the New England Patriots have for him. And he's the type of runner you need in a game like this.
His old teammate on the other sideline, inactive today. What a combo they were at Minnesota. Marion Barber, Lawrence Maroney. First time in NCAA history a pair of running backs from the same team went over 1,000 yards consecutive years. It's a 2nd and 4, and again it's Barber zigging and zagging, and about a yard shy of the first. They've got a flag.
You know, it's interesting. Who was telling us about the 2 runners, Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber?
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Well, Rodney Harrison had a lot to say about it.
Yeah, he analyzed it pretty well. He talked to Lawrence Maroney and goes, because he wanted some information on Marion Barber, and he says, what's the difference? He goes, well, I might try to run around somebody. He goes, Marion Barber, he just loves contact. He'll just try to run into you. And look at the numbers they put up at the University of Minnesota.
Maroney, a first rounder. Barber lasted until the 4th round. And Bill Parcells liked him a lot. He nabbed him. Now a 2nd down, 15. And I'll tell you, Sante Samuel tried to strip him. Creighton holds on for 11.
Of course he did. You know, it's Asante Samuels. He is a player. Big cushion, knowing the situation, second and long. He knows how to get a hold of that football. Asante Samuel, he sees it out immediately.
Yeah,
that
really... one move, though, with the ball extended got Asante's attention because he's a playmaker.
He is. You know, it's great style points. You know, when you hold it out there, it looks good for a second until you fumble it.
Looks good to everybody but the coach.
Yeah, that's right.
3rd down and 4. Oh, and the receiver fell down. Creighton. So the Cowboys are just going to try to put some points on the board. They'll bring out the Monday night hero, Nick Folk.
You know, the receiver does fall down. It's Patrick Creighton going inside. Look, double. They got him, 2 defenders on him. So they're going to cover. They know 3rd, 4, and 5. You want to throw that inside short route? New England says, we're going to put 2 defenders on him.
Folk, the rookie out of Arizona, who made the 53-yard field goal to win it twice. The re-kick after a timeout. 38-yarder should feel like nothing. And again, dead center. He's 11 of 12 on the season. So the Cowboys put up their first 3. 14-3 New England. Cowboys and Patriots bringing us a preview to Super Bowl 42. There's been a lot of talk about that this week. I know there are a few teams out there that like to say, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, you know, I like to see them play a few more games. You know, I'll
Yep.
wait till next week to decide who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Of course, the Super Bowl has to go through Indianapolis first. I mean, they are the champs, and they're undefeated. And they'll be hosting New England on November the 4th. Ellis Hobbs back deep. He set that record in the opening game, 108-yard kick return, longest in the history of the league. And he's a Dallas kid out of DeSoto High School. And that's just a 22-yard run back. 14-3, Brady and the Patriots back out there. The Patriots this year have led in games by over 85% of the time. Buffalo had a little lead on them the first half of the game before getting blown out. And they got the quick jump in this one. It's Watson lined up at the top of your screen, out wide to the left. They start this series from the 24, and that's Gaffney's first catch. Carolina and Arizona meeting out in the desert. JB, what's the story?
Hey, Jim and Phil, Edgerrin James trying to get it done on the ground. 11 carries for 58 yards. This is a 23-yard pick-em as he takes it to pay dirt for Arizona. It is 7-6 Arizona on top of Carolina in the second. Back to Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
Thank you, JB. 2nd down and 4 for New England in this one. We're going on the draw with Morris. And he is wrapped up by Chris Canty. Holds him to a 1-yard gain. By the way, in that game that JB just updated, Vinny Testaverde is the quarterback today for Carolina. As David Carr not able to play or start with a back injury. And they had Kurt Warner knocked out early on the Arizona side. We saw the Edgerrin James run. Tim Rattay just signed this week. You got 2 quarterbacks just signed this week playing a game. Who needs training camp?
And I'm trying to tell you that this football is hard for a quarterback, huh?
If these guys were in camp with some teams, got re-signed, now directing the way. 3rd down, 3rd and short. Flag is down. Welker makes the catch. He was reaching out for the first. I think he was stopped short, but we'll check the flag. What a first quarter Welker had. Caught 4 balls for 77 yards and a touchdown.
Offside. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. The enforcement results in a first down.
This Wes Welker, he is some story. A Texas Tech product. And picked up in a trade during the offseason with Miami. And this is a kid you go all the way back to his high school days. He didn't even really have a scholarship offer on signing day.
Had none. After the signing day was over, a week later, he got one from Texas Tech because one of the commitments decided not to come. He was going to walk on at the University of Oklahoma as a wide receiver, but he played soccer as a kid. When I found that out last night, I go, boy, it shows. It just another reason why he has such quick feet and so good running routes.
Back to Brady. Flea flicker time. Launch to Moss. And Newman was racing with him. Thought there might have been a little contact, but no call there. They got a little tangled. And that's twice now in this first half. They've tried to find Randy Moss deep in the secondary.
Yeah, it's a flea flicker to the weak side. Two receivers going deep. And Tom Brady, if he just throws it a little more across the field, because Randy Moss, good job of disguising. Terrence Newman with it. But Randy Moss has the leverage. He's to the inside. 2 times he's gone deep. And Tom Brady's overthrown it.
Moss, the first in NFL history to record 3 straight 100-yard receiving games in his first 3 games with a new team. Brady with a touchdown today, and the ball is out. The Cowboys have a chance to run it in. The ball comes right into the arms of Hatcher. And the Cowboys defense comes up with the score. Greg Ellis, the one who forced the fumble on Brady. Jason Hatcher runs it back for the score.
It's the coverage. Down the field to coverage. It makes Tom Brady hold the ball much longer on a quick drop. And Greg Ellis, the backup to the outside linebacker, when he comes in, he's the pass rush specialist, and he showed at that time why he is.
Well, Phil, you said the Dallas defense has to get them back into this game, and that they have done. A 29-yard return of a Brady fumble, and it's suddenly 14-10. Tom Brady had been sacked only 3 times on the season, coming in twice now in this first half, and the second one leading directly to a touchdown. Cowboys have given up 2 kick returns for scores this year, and Hobbs takes it out to the 28, and the ball almost came out. Miles Austin on the tackle.
Jim, here's what causes the sack, the fumble, and the touchdown. Outside, Tom Brady wants to throw the quick pass, but Jock Reeves, look how tight, and it makes Tom Brady pull it back down. And when he pulls it back down, the offensive linemen, they go, well, it's a quick pass. 3 steps, get rid of it. When a quarterback doesn't do that, somebody gets free, causes that sack, turnover, touchdown.
And Cowboys defense, 3rd best in the league this season, creating turnovers. Number 1 in the league in interceptions. Evan Oglesby, a rookie, no, a second-year player, I should say. The top of your screen is in on Moss. And that's a good run by Morse, but there is a flag.
Holding. Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Thursday after CSI, TV's most original new series comes to CBS. Lloyd Owen, Melanie Griffith, special guest star Hugh Jackman. The premiere of Viva Laughlin. It's Thursday at 10/9 Central on CBS. Terrence Newman set out that last play. Oglesby was in for him. Now Newman returns.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the formation that the New England Patriots brought in.
On 1st and 20, again, more pressure over the top. They try to hit Kyle Brady. Got an update. Chargers jumping on the Raiders. JB, are the Raiders back in it?
Take a look at this one, Jimmy. Phillip Rivers, what is he thinking here as he turns, throws a pick, picked off by Thomas Howard. That's his 4th pick of the season, his 2nd touchdown of the season. That one, 66 yards for the score. San Diego 14-7 over Oakland. Back to Jim Nantz. Phil Simms.
My goodness. Thank you, James. So the Oakland defense getting the Raiders back into that one, like this Cowboys defensive side has done. 2nd and 20. They fake the draw. They bring it over to Stallworth. They give him some running room. Remember Brady telling us week 1 You give Stallworth a chance to run with the football. He is so dangerous. That led to a touchdown, in fact, last week for Stallworth, and a big gainer here, 17.
And his play was called. It was perfect timing. It was a blitz by the Cowboys. That's what you want. So the lineman can go out and block the guy that's covering Dante Stallworth. And it was get you back into a situation where you can pick up the third down play.
Yet now they have only a 3rd and 3 after a 2nd and 20. Cowboys in movement. Logan Mankins eventually got out of his position, but the Cowboys may have touched going across.
Well, the Cowboys in the neutral zone. That's going to be the big one. If you're in the neutral zone, an offensive lineman is allowed to move in the NFL.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 2 jumps into the neutral zone, causing an immediate reaction by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Enforcement results in a first down.
When a defender crosses the line of scrimmage, if you move when they're in the neutral zone, and that's what happened. Logan Mankins, I don't know if he knew the defender was in the neutral zone, but it was a big 5 yards for the Patriots.
Yes, it picked up the first down. It's Sammy Morris patiently waiting for that left side to clear, waiting for Watson to help free him. The action on CBS.
The golden throat.
The former Cowboy play-by-play man, our
Yes,
very own Vern Lundquist, a Hall of Famer. What a game that was. We had the Patriots in our meeting room, and most of the time they just wanted to watch that. Taking to the line, they were looking long, and they're wide open. Is Stallworth into the Dallas side of the field. 15 more.
Yeah, Dante Stallworth, when you watch him run, top of your screen, he's got speed, and then he has the explosion to be able to stop quick. Good timing, good play action fake by Tom Brady, the offensive line, and it allows him to be wide open. No defender underneath him. That's why the completion was so easy.
Stallworth having a big day in this first half already with 5 grabs. Heath Evans, the fullback, lined up here out of the eye. They're going to go behind Evans, running it with Moore. And they fall on him after just a 1-yard pickup.
You know, how about the change right now? So you're the Dallas defense. Oh, they're spreading this out. They're throwing it. It's Randy Moss deep. Now all of a sudden, well, the Patriots don't like the pace of the game. So they come in with double tight ends. They condense it, and they start running it. And then occasionally he rears. Tom Brady fakes it, throws it down the field.
And that second tight end is Kyle Brady. They got the 2 tight ends standing up in tight. 2nd and 9, and that's Moss, and that one is his first drop of the season. He doesn't drop anything even in practice. Well, 1. Harrison was telling us he actually saw 1 in practice this week.
Yeah, Rodney Harrison says he never drops the ball, and that one's knocked out that time by Jock Reeves. I think he's going to catch it, but it was good timing, and he takes it out.
Harrison said best hands he's ever seen and the fastest receiver he's ever seen, except for James Jett.
Yeah, James Jett.
Former Raider.
Pretty impressive. I don't know why Tom Brady's waiting, because the clock has stopped.
He waited till the play clock got down to 2, but it didn't need to. Timeout, New England. On the move. New England comes out of the timeout that it called with a 3rd and 9 at the Dallas 42.
Well, the one thing the Cowboy defense has done early in this game, they are moving around and showing a lot of different stuff on defense, and maybe that's given a little indecision by the Patriots offensive line, and it's allowing them to get a few hits on Tom Brady.
Open, Falk. Sprints inside the 30 before being banged hard by Hamlin at the 23. 19 to Falk.
Well, 5 guys rush. Nobody watches Kevin Falk. He chips and helps out the left tackle, and then when he releases over the middle of the ball, nobody is there. Oh, boy.
Hey, Roy Williams got a good lick on him, too.
That's why he put 2 arms around that football.
Falk holds on. First down, New England. Morris spins. Working hard, trying to get back to the line. Lost a yard. Hatcher and Brady James combine on the hit.
I'll tell you this too, Jim. When you look at these 2 teams on the field, as you watch them in tapes, they're 2 of the bigger teams in the NFL.
Well, Wade's dad is here. There he is, the great man, Bum Phillips, who had some glory years indeed down Houston way with the Oilers. Came twice, or close twice, to taking the Oilers to the Super Bowl. Then later coached over in New Orleans. Up here from his ranch off of Orange, Texas, out of Orange. That's Watson, ridden down by Roy Williams. So the 2 head coaches today, both sons of coaches.
Yep.
You know, you had Bill Belichick's dad, Steve, was a coach at many places, including the Naval Academy. Got a player hurt over here for New England. Watson hasn't gotten up since being tackled on the sideline, and we'll take a break. This is the injury to Watson as Roy Williams takes him down. Legs are tangled.
Left ankle or foot.
Caught in there. By the way, that play is taken off the board because the Cowboys were offside. So second, they take the 5-yard, 2nd and 6. It's coming up for the Patriots from the 20. Watson walking it off. Bring back Welker in the slot to the left. Over to Welker they go. He knew exactly where he had to get to, and it's going to be a little short. Jones taking him out of bounds.
Well, what's happening is there's 5 rushers up front. So Tom Brady, as soon as he sees 5 linemen coming at him, he knows it's going to be man coverage back there. Decision is easy. Wes Welker in the slot, he'll take that every single time.
Welker telling us how much he admires how his quarterback, Brady, does not lead you into trouble.
Well, you know what that means? He's not going over the middle, and he's not going to like short arm a pass, because some receivers do it because the quarterback doesn't see far enough in front of them, and they get those vicious hits from the front side. So he says you can trust Tom Brady. He sees it well, and he will not lead you into trouble.
Yeah, the measurement, it's about a foot away. 3rd down coming. Welker, when we asked him about it last night, even admitted a little bit. When you first get to New England, it's a little overwhelming. You look at these guys. I'm playing with Tom Brady. I'm playing with Randy Moss.
Yeah, there's some big names. And then once you get there, and of course they've accepted him. And I said to him, you know why they've accepted you, don't you? And I said, because you make a lot of plays. They like that. You helping them out. And that's the way you always, it's the best way to, of course, for any player to get involved with the team, to be accepted, to come in and be productive.
Yeah, he's got 5 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. That's productive in 1 half. 3rd and a foot. Morris. Oh, they had him for a loss. And still looks like the measurement might be short. He broke away from Bowen, Stephen Bowen. Looks like he got it right back from where they originally snapped it.
Penetration, Dallas's defensive line, they go one way. They go hard to the right or hard to the left. That time they were going the right way and allowed Bowen to get in the backfield.
Fourth down.
I think they'll go for it. New England has 2 timeouts. You're down close. That's why Bill Belichick walked all the way down to where the football is being marked just to see with his own eyes how far it is.
They bring in Kevin Falk into the backfield.
And if I was a defensive back, I would stay back. Don't get fooled by a play action pass. Well, it can't be a play action.
It's a snake. Brady finds a little seam and gets the first. You know, you had, as a player, a great record on quarterback sneaks. And we've seen Brady through the years. He's outstanding at that as well. What's the secret?
Well, here's what the secret is now. They just go up and quick snap it. And Tom Brady kind of keeps his head up. Little opening to his left. Instead of just diving into the pile and getting a big pile up and you can't go anywhere, separate yourself from the center, find that little open spot, dive to it.
Romo trying to stay loose. We haven't seen him in so long. 1st and 10 from the 12. That's Welker again. Welker's in for a touchdown, his second of the day. Brady has 3 tosses. Yet again for the 6th straight game, at least 3.
Well, that was good. Let's go back. They've been condensing the offense. They spread it out again. And when you're playing zone defense, watch Welker come underneath and look at everybody. By the time you can react, the throw's perfect. He's fast. He's into the end zone.
Well, he had come in, joined with Steve Young from the '98 season. Those two sharing the record. The only 2 quarterbacks to start a season with 5 straight games with at least 3 touchdown passes. Brady has 3 in the first half, and now his record is up to 6. How about Wes Welker? 2 touchdowns in this first half. 6 catches for 94 yards.
Well, I saw him do it in college, and he's done it in the pros since he's been in. Look at that, Tom Brady.
There it is. He moves
NFL
past
history.
Young and has the record alone.
But Wes Welker, when he was signed by the Patriots, the first thing you said, I just went, oh my gosh, is that a perfect fit? Then they got Randy Moss and just made it even better.
Nyson Thompson from 4 yards deep. Unable to get it back to the 20. Best friends share a lot. But what happens when they share the same girlfriend? How I Met Your Mother. It's Monday nights, and it's tomorrow night at 8/7 Central on CBS. So Watson is making an early exit to the locker room.
Yeah, but he's walking pretty cleanly, not limping, so that's a good sign maybe, or hopefully for Patriot fans.
What's it like for a team, for an offense and a quarterback like Romo to sit out for that long? Of course, the last time they had it, they drove for a field goal. He comes out and finds an open target. Fasano, the tight end, across the 40 for 26 yards.
Couple things make this work. Tony Romo did a good job looking left, turns and throws it right. Watch him look left, just enough. Made the defenders move that way, and the Patriots are going to stop Jason Witten. So if they stop him, it only makes sense. The other tight end's going to have a chance to be open.
Witten without a catch in this game. T.O. with only 1 catch for 13 yards. Well, this Dallas offense has barely been out there. It's Jones with flags, and it may be a blocking penalty against Fasano.
I was watching Jason Witten that time going down the field. Teddy Bruschi lined up and tried to lay the wood to him.
Pass interference. Offense number 80. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, when yards are hard to come by, these type of penalties are really hard to overcome. Going up the field, inside, Anthony Fasano just runs in to the defender, top of your screen. And once that defender is, that's his space. He plants himself there. You got to run around him.
Now the Patriots had a 1st and 20 back in their own territory deep. We were able to recover and drive all the way for another touchdown. See what the Cowboys do. And he gets it over to Owens, but very little there.
You know, Jim, how about when Rodney Harrison, we're talking to him last night, and he goes, you know, he just couldn't get over it. He goes, I watched all this Cowboy offense. I can't believe nobody hits Jason Witten. And that's one of the reasons why his stats are really good, because he goes down the field free. Well, not today.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. Back here at Texas Stadium, Texas and Tom Brady. It's been a good fit for him. His first appearance here on this field. 3 touchdown passes. Tony Romo, and the Cowboy offense has been silent so far. 75, less than 75 yards for Romo. Brady over 200. That last play to Owens netted 9, so a 2nd and 11. So another one against the Cowboys.
Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
Well, once again, the Patriots right in sync offensively. The Cowboys had a hard time getting started. What about the Dallas offense?
Well, you know, I think here, especially in the 2nd quarter, they found some rhythm. They got a little confidence. Tony Romo's in the rhythm of what to expect, what they're doing on defense, and that's what it takes sometimes. I think that was a big key to this Cowboy team. Can Tony Romo get in rhythm fast enough to be a big factor after, you know, all the turnovers last week?
Well, they are by far the highest scoring team in the league in a 2nd half. But there's a first catch for Witten. They have scored more points, the Cowboys, in the 2nd half this year than 25 teams have scored for full games. So Witten's on the board with an 11-yard grab. They have all their timeouts, but first they must convert here. 3rd and about 4. They pick up Seau on the blitz, over the top. Witten, what a catch! And the Cowboys are set up inside the 30.
Right here.
25 yards. Witten right out of the 2-minute warning with his first 2 catches.
Yeah, it was a really good throw by Tony Romo on purpose. He throws it behind Jason Witten. He's covered by Rodney Harrison. Oh, nice push by Jason Witten. What an adjustment to the ball.
Yeah, Witten talked to us about how this offense this year has become more vertical.
It absolutely is.
And we saw it right there. You see Marion Barber in the huddle for Dallas. So 2 by Witten, 1 by Pisano, and those 3 catches have gone for 62 yards. Cowboys trying to come up with something before the half.
You know, Cowboy offensive lineman getting into rhythm too. Pass blocking's getting better as the game goes on.
Another one by Witten. And he takes Harrison with him across the first down yardage.
And Tony Romo now is throwing the football. 2 of these last 3 throws, he has just let it go. Not worried about his decision making, confident, and throwing strikes.
False start. Offense number 65. Inside 1 minute, that also requires a 10-second runoff.
That'll cost him 10 seconds also, because you're just inside of a minute. 7 penalties on the Cowboys.
Jason Witten goes up the field, breaks it out, and boom, right on target, pulls it in. And one thing Jason Witten, I've noticed in all the games that I've watched the Cowboys, protects the ball once he catches it and protects himself too.
Interesting looking out there at that defensive lineup for New England. They have only 1 defensive lineman and a bunch of linebackers. They've got Jarvis Green.
You know what I say? How can you tell? Because the linebackers, they're all big enough to be linemen. And Adalys Thomas, He's bigger than a lot of defensive linemen.
That's true. Again, the sprint three at Chicago with a 55-yarder at the gun.
That's impressive.
JB again will run through the scores. It's all coming up in the sprint halftime report. Tampa Bay beats Tennessee on a field goal with 11 seconds to go.
In Chicago, it wasn't great weather. It's a grass field. So you talk about kicking a 55-yard field goal. That's not easily done. Here, with these weather conditions, this field turf, much easier to do.
1st and 15. Over to Creighton. Bumped out by Hobbs at the 12.
That last throw just tells you that Tony Romo is in this game. Watch the touch. Anticipation. Lobs it over to the defender. Right to Patrick Creighton. Right in front of Ellis Hobbs.
By the way, that was a pair of high school teammates that were matched up there. Hobbs and Creighton. High school teammates. Hobbs pushes his old teammate out of bounds. They went to DeSoto High School here right outside of Dallas. And 2nd and 5. Romo to Owens. And it's a catch. It'll be 1st and goal to go.
I didn't see the signal for a push out. And I do not think that Terrell Owens got the 2nd foot down.
We're inside of 2 minutes, so the review has to come from upstairs, and they stop it here, the officials.
Review the last play with instant replay.
He was absolutely forced out. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if he gets the 2nd foot down. One in.
2nd one's not in.
There you go.
But no signal for a push out. And
no, I was watching the officials, Jim.
And that is a push out, is it not?
Well, it was, but you can't go oops and change your mind now. I don't think you can you? Can you say that?
Can you say
yeah,
whoops?
Can you go whoops? Oh, we made a mistake. I don't think so.
It's not a football word.
So it could have been ruled a force out. There's the contact, pushes him. I think he'd absolutely would got the right foot down.
It's interesting, you cannot challenge a play that is called a push out, but this was not called a push out. So now can you come in
yes.
and overturn it because it was not called that on the field?
That's right. You can challenge this, and you can challenge a push out, Jim, a force out when they rule it on the field, but only for the catch of the football.
Right. If he held on all the way through.
All the way through, contact to the ground, get up, hand it to the referee, the official. Got to hold it for 6 minutes, and it's officially a catch when they take you to the ground. That was a big play.
This is 4th time you saw Moss scoring the game's first touchdown. 4th time that Moss and Owens have been matched up in a game.
One more look at it. Terrell Owens definitely gets the left in. The right foot, without question, lands out of bounds.
Well, it slows down all that momentum they were building.
Well, it's more time to think about what your next play is going to be called too. So you got to take advantage of the downtime.
After review, the receiver did not get his 2nd foot down inbounds. Incomplete pass. 3rd down, 5 yards to go on the 12.5-yard line. Please put 51 seconds on the game clock.
So you're going to add 17 seconds. They're going to take away the catch. You know, it was not called the push out on the field. I don't think there's any question, though, that if Hobbs did not come in and make that play, that Owens would have had the 2nd foot inbounds with ease, with room to spare. Romo was really racing to the line of scrimmage, too, as though he knew that this was going to be one that could come back, trying to get it in the books.
He absolutely did know. But I don't think anybody else was on that page, the Dallas sideline or the rest of the players.
Stone for 92 yards on this drive alone. Remember, they have so much of that yardage because they've been backed up many times with penalties. 3 in all on this drive, 3 penalties. Better hurry, got the snap just in time. Here comes the blitz, the pass, it's Owens, and T.O. says, Randy Moss, I've got one too. Owens got away from Ellis Hobbs, and the Cowboys put together a beautiful drive before the half. They go 84 yards in just under 3 minutes.
They had the perfect call on against the all-out blitz.
21-17.
And this makes it so tough. Here they come. Terrell Owens coming in motion. Watch Tony Romo get deeper, buy some time. Oh, and hot. 2 defenders run into each other.
Well, they were unloading. They were coming in with Harrison and others.
Oh, dangerous throw, tough. Tony Romo must have saw there was nobody in front of Terrell Owens, and at the last second you could see the 2 defenders for New England run into each other.
It's Hobbs and Samuel.
Yep, Asante Samuels on the coverage. That's why you cross receivers in the middle of the field when you think the defense is going to be aggressive, because it makes it hard for defenders to keep chasing. They got to worry about running into somebody, even the official. And watch this little bit. Tony Romo, Mike Carey. Yeah.
Look at Carey getting a kick out of it, too.
Mike Carey, pretty good athlete. Gets out of the way. That was pretty neat. Well, you can never accuse Tony Romo of not having fun. I think that's part of the success of this Cowboys team. His personality rubs off and has helped them all.
Hobbs with Welker in front of him trying to throw a block. And we'll see New England with 41 seconds to go and 2 timeouts.
Well, I guess if you'd have said to me, is there going to be a lot of scoring? I'd say no, probably not as much as everybody thinks. But defenses trying to make plays, blitzes by both defenses, and each offense exploiting it and getting touchdown throws over it.
Tony Romo, who part of his preparation for this game, it actually went back months, because over the summer he read 2 books about Bill Belichick. Said, I wanted to see how the great minds think. So he's really into this. He's a voracious reader, Romo. And he absorbed the 2 about Belichick and thought he really learned a lot, about how he has this 2 to 3 year look back on the scouting reports of players and their actions, trying to get into his mind. It was a slow start for Romo and the Cowboys offense, but they put up 17. Of course, one of them a defensive return at the Dallas.
And working his way into the game.
So that's the end of the first half. Dallas 17. We're back and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Dallas with its first series of the second half. Coming back from 14 down early in this game. They could drive it down the field for a touchdown. They would take the lead. 21-17 New England. Over to Creighton. And he's pushed back by Hobbs, but it picks up good yardage. This Dallas team in the second half this season. Second half of games, 122 points, as you see Morris now heading to the locker room, shaken up a short while ago. But Dallas has outscored 25 teams total with just their second half points this year.
Yeah, talent, the quarterback gets hot, and he gets in rhythm. He makes plays, and the play calling never stops. They keep the foot on the gas, and they go after it.
Look at this burst of speed. That's Julius Jones breaking tackles. He was able to step right through Eugene Wilson. Also, Rodney Harrison early on that run before Sanders and others broke him out, bumped him out, 25 yards.
Leonard Davis, good block up front. Mark Colombo, good block. And Julius Jones, let me in this thing, he says. And he is a different style runner than Marion Barber. He's fast and he's quick. And look at the blocking. Patrick Creighton on the outside allows Julius Jones to go for a long run.
His longest run of the season. Puts the Cowboys in New England territory. Going to get another carry. And again, he ducks under the first hit. He's not down yet.
Nope.
All the way to the 22, and that's the second straight play. He ran right over Eugene Wilson. Mark Colombo with a key block.
Again, the right side of the Dallas offensive line, Leonard Davis, Mark Colombo, Jason Witten. They allow Julius Jones to get going.
Wilson contesting that he was down right here.
Let's see if he is.
Well,
He's
he is.
down.
His elbow's down.
He's down.
They should challenge that. They would win it.
How many yards do you gain?
About 6, maybe. Maybe they don't feel like it's worth it and hold on to it. It's in the books now. There's T.O. with Hobbs. He pushes Hobbs out of bounds. Well, you know all about it this week. Owens wasn't talking to reporters during the week. He laminated a sign over his locker, told everybody he was going to try to stay silent, but get your popcorn ready. Yeah. Due to the magnitude of this week's game, high volume of questions for the original 81. Thank you sincerely. So get your popcorn ready. Someone actually sent him a huge tub of popcorn. Showed up at the Cowboy headquarters. About 25 gallons worth. And as Jones is unable to advance it too far, maybe a 1-yard gain. Created that sign for his locker. He said he went back home and worked on it a couple of weeks ago.
He planned it out. That's right. I was a little surprised to hear that. But, you know, too, so much is said about Terrell Owens. But you're not going to find anybody in the Dallas Cowboys say something negative. The energy he brings, as Wade Phillips says, I can't complain about him. He practices full speed every day. And he does bring energy to the team. So far, it's all been positive energy. You just hope it stays that way.
It's 3rd down and 4. They're going to roll out Romo. Looks to Creighton, has him. First down. 1st and goal to go. And the report from the New England locker room is that Sammy Morris, it's a chest injury, and it's doubtful he'll return.
It's a nice play. Tony Romo, excellent thrower on the run. Stays nice and level. Looks down the field, directing it, and there's Patrick Creighton wide open. It's hard to believe. Looking at this offense, they couldn't even get a first down in the first quarter. They had negative yards for the first 4 drives. Now, can you stop them?
1st and goal from the 8. Fake to Jones. To the end zone. Touchdown, Patrick Creighton.
Good fake.
Right between Harrison and Samuel.
Yep, that's why they're mad. They had him inside. They had him outside. Nobody had him in the back of the end zone.
How much did that emphatic play fake freeze him? Just enough. As Polk adds the extra point. Romo now with his 2nd touchdown pass. And Romo has another reaction for Mike Carey. I remember Bill Parcells once telling us down here that he saw Patrick Creighton as a Troy Brown-like underdog coming out of college, out of Northwest Oklahoma State, an NAIA school. And his touchdown grab has put the Cowboys in front and put New England behind for the first time this year in the second half of a game. Welker running it out. Welker trying to find the edge. And he's tackled at the 32 by Jones. The Cowboys think this flag's against New England.
I tell you, Jim, the one thing I've noticed about the Dallas Cowboys leading up to this game, when you watch them, wait till the call.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 90. 10-yard penalty to retain possession. First down.
It's against Lakeven Smith, so that'll back up the Patriots.
But the one thing I've noticed, and I know you have too, we talked about it, how much emotion they play with. And they show emotion during the games with each other. They jump around, and it's worked for them. And we said it to Wade Phillips, and even Wade Phillips celebrates on the sidelines, has a little fun. He goes, hey, man, he goes, I've learned. This job's too hard. Let's have some fun. I want my guys to be emotional, be involved. Let's do it that way, because when it goes right, you should enjoy it, and they do.
So again, trailing for the first time in the second half this year. They'll start at the 23. It's doubtful they'll see Morris again. That's the word. But they hit Moss as Roy Williams chops him after the first down grab for 15.
Yeah, the Patriots come out. Good pass protection this time. Nobody underneath Randy Moss, and he's such a big target. For a quarterback, it is amazing when you see somebody 6'5" or 6'6". You just feel like, hey, even if I throw it bad, he'll still catch it.
It's his second catch of the game. Welker and Stallworth have had big afternoons here. Welker with 2 touchdowns. So it's Falk. Cradled it with 2 hands first, and then started racing for about 8 behind Kyle Brady and Dan Copeland.
Kyle Brady signed, brought up here. He is a blocking tight end. Probably could be an all-pro tackle in the league if he wanted to. So when they bring 2 tight ends in, the New England Patriots, they don't even care. Hey, we're going to run it. You know it. Can you stop it?
Only 25 yards on the ground so far, but they haven't had to go to the ground because Brady has just put up monster numbers. So don't be deceived. Second down and 1. And that's too steep for Moss. Jock Reeves on the coverage.
Second and 1. They wanted to get a big play. That's why they go in a shotgun. Jock Reeves stays really good positioning the whole time. Nothing Randy Moss could do. And the Cowboys, Anthony Henry's hurt, but Jock Reeves, he's played very well in his absence.
Anthony Henry, who has 4 picks on the season, inactive today. He was questionable coming in, the Cowboy safety. Owens watching. It's 3rd and 1 for New England. Welker again comes through. And then splits a couple with defenders. Maxes it out for 10 yards.
Well, I was watching the pass protection, but Wes Welker, he's so quick. You have to give him respect and give him short passes to the outside. Then you think he's going to run short. What did he do? Splits the defense, goes down the middle, 2 touchdowns.
With that catch, Welker goes over 100 yards on the game, his first career 100-yard game. So on first down, it's back to Falk. Tripped up quickly. Nice play by Marcus Spears. No gain. New England trying to win here at Texas Stadium for the very first time. They've played 4 games at Texas Stadium, 0-4, including the very first game ever played here. New England was Dallas's opponent back in 1971.
That was fun this weekend. Wait till you see the players that played in that game.
Unbelievable.
Bill Belichick studied that depth chart for about 10 minutes last night.
Particularly that Dallas two-deep roster. Welker squirts to about the 38. Back in 71, the stadium wasn't quite ready, so they had their first 2 games of the regular season back at the Cotton Bowl, their old home. There's Dan Reeves leading them out, number 30. And that's the pass to Bullet Bob Hayes. Dallas won it 44-21. Dwayne Thomas actually had the first touchdown ever in this stadium, and the first opponent touchdown ever at Texas Stadium.
Jim Nance.
You got it. And although I've been asked many times, I still can't believe it, but no relation.
No relation. Yeah, one has athletic ability.
To the late and great Jim Nance, who I regret I never had a chance to meet. Rolling out on 3rd down. They've got another first. It's Gaffney. That goes for 11 yards. You were talking about that roster that Belichick examined last night. You were pretty impressed by the Dallas two-deeps, some of the backups. Charlie Waters was a backup back in the 71. Of course, he was being converted at that time from a college quarterback. Mike Ditka was on that roster.
Craig Morton, Dan Reeves. My gosh, half the team's in the Hall of Fame. But that was a tremendous job on 3rd down. The play before by Tom Brady on the run, pressured, and whips the ball in there for a first down.
Whips it over to Stallworth. They had plenty of room on Newman. And that's near another first. Terrence Newman, who really isn't quite 100%. Got a painful foot injury. Here's Stallworth. Caught his first touchdown as a Patriot last week, and he's starting to fit in very comfortably with the Patriot attack.
Well, as defenses adjust to Randy Moss, to Wes Welker, well, then it becomes Dante Stallworth's time.
On 1st down, this one, very little there. Well played by Terrence Newman, who's been trying to get back in condition by wearing a weight vest in practice.
Well, it's working because Terrence Newman, how about that? Everybody in the league is now doing this type of play. A run to the right, if the receiver to the left is uncovered, the quarterback has the freedom to throw it to him real quick, but defensive backs getting very good at coming up and making those tackles.
That one went for 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Looking for Moss all the way, and he gets tangled at the goal line and a flag. Draws the flag. Patrick Watkins may have been the one. It was interesting. A pump fake to Moss, and Moss then cut in on a slant.
He was double covered. Always remember, we saw it earlier, the defender, if he's there first, it's his territory. And if the receiver runs into him, it's not pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 41. When they call the foul, automatic first down.
Well, they call it on Terrence Newman. Watch the pump fake. It's double coverage. It's covered. Tom Brady throws it anyway. The defensive backs get there too quick. There's the move.
They called it. Mike Carey called it on Newman, but it was on Watkins.
Oh, boy. I tell you, that was tough. To me, it looked like Patrick Watkins was there in position, and Randy Moss ran into him.
The great tight end has come into the New England lineup. I'm referring to the linebacker, Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel, I have no doubt about it. Could be an all-pro tight end in the NFL.
Also, Junior Seau, 55.
He'll probably be at fullback. And you notice just the New England starters have many roles. They play in all the special teams, and they get in a specific situation like this too.
Heath Evans is the tailback. They fake to Evans. They look to the back of the end zone. They have the touchdown. It's Brady to Brady. Kyle Brady.
Well, how about that? Mike Vrabel, everybody knows he comes in and can catch it, so they double team him, and it allows Kyle Brady to be uncovered.
Just his third catch of the year. For Tom Brady, it's his fourth touchdown pass of this game. And it certainly was wide open. They had duped the Dallas Cowboys. So New England, well, they didn't trail for long in the second half. Again, we're down in the second half for the first time this year. They regained the lead inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. Tom Brady has just thrown his 20th touchdown of the season. There were some articles written this week about how he could potentially be on track to break Peyton Manning's single season record, and now you can see why. There's some of that chatter already. 20 touchdowns, only 2 picks. And we're only on game 6.
Those are college stats. Not NFL.
Yep. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms back here in Dallas. Lead going back and forth in this quarter. Now it's the Cowboys who trail. Romo fakes to Barber and then throws it wide of Witten, but he was being pressured. In fact, hit the ground. Jarvis Green knocked him down. It drew a flag. It's a holding call against Dallas.
Holding. Offense number 76. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Flozell Adams, left tackle number 76. Oh yes, he is beat by Jarvis Green, and he just takes him to the ground.
So the penalty makes it a 1st and 20. Back at the 10. 9 penalties on the Cowboys in this one. And they run it. Barber better be careful. They've got him in the end zone. Asani Samuel has a shot. Now Green, how does he escape? Unbelievable run by Marion Barber to save 2 points.
I did not hear a whistle, but they were about ready to come in and mark this ball down on about the 1 foot line.
That's what I thought.
But Marion Barber stays after it. Tell you what, that was close to going all the way.
That goes down in the books as a 2-yard run. Kind of like Romo's escape a few weeks back against the Rams. Ran about 30 yards to gain 2. In this case, ooh, and that's behind Witten. 3rd and long coming up for Dallas.
Well, as I watch this now, the Dallas Cowboy receivers, they are getting down the field easier. They're moving Jason Witten, hard to hit him, and it's always pretty evident that he is, if he's not the first read for Tony Romo, he'll be second.
They rode Witten down the field right before the half. It led to a touchdown to Owens. Stepping up now, lobbing it dangerously. And again, he was looking for Witten. Hurd was downfield, but he was doubled up. Dallas Thomas was almost able to jump up. It went right over his outstretched arms.
Yeah, good movement by Tony Romo. But Dallas Thomas, even though he's very big, good in pass coverage. And that time, New England, again, 1 defensive lineman in the game.
It's the 4th time in this game. There's 3 and out for Dallas. McBriar's kick, favorable bounce. Welker gets past a couple of hits. They had him surrounded. But he squirms and runs for 17 yards off a 49-yard boot.
You notice how low Wes Welker gets once he feels contact. He gets He's not big to begin with.
Yeah, I was going to say he's low to begin with.
And watch these little moves right here. Oh, let me just get down there, bury my head, and just runs through tacklers and gets some extra yards.
One of the reasons why he tied the NCAA record at Texas Tech with 8 career punt returns for touchdowns. Tomorrow on CBS, The Price is Right is all new and all Drew. Drew Carey hosts The Price is Right starting tomorrow on CBS daytime. Taking over Bob Barker. So a short field for New England.
Yep. Pressure on the defense.
Fake to Falk. Stepping up is Brady. Gunning for Moss to the end zone. What a catch. Did he get both feet in? Yes, they say. What a play by Moss.
I don't think he got him in.
Well, the official was right there. Now he's being consulted by another one. They've been looking for that play all day. 3 times now they've gone deep. Oh, I see a flag back at the 50. If this is in fact a touchdown pass, Brady will have a career record. He's got 4, which matches his all-time high.
The result of the play is a catch in the end zone for a score. After the pass, personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 97. That foul will be missed onto the kickoff. Score is good.
This is interesting. You know, everybody's waiting to see the replay, but if they wipe it off the books, they'll be able to take the 15-yard penalty.
Here he comes. Does he get the ball? Does he catch it? Both feet down. Red flag is already on the field. Wade Phillips threw it. That was some catch. And you're right, Jim. They have tried 3 times to get the ball to the top. He's got it.
I don't know.
Oh, Lordy.
I think he's done it.
I think he did,
I think he's done it. That is as graceful as you can.
The catch for a touchdown being challenged by Dallas.
As graceful as it gets.
Well, you talked about it early in the game. Rodney Harrison, Tom Brady, Wes Welker, they all say he has the best hands they've ever seen.
What point is there a catch? Right there?
There's the catch.
Right foot's in already. Left foot, that's in.
Well, my question is that right foot, was it in? Oh, that's in. And let's see, does he, well, he's not being taken to the ground. He has to catch this ball, take it to the ground, and still come up with it.
See, would you call that a catch at that point?
Is that right foot in there before that shot? That's what it'll come down to.
I'll tell you the angle, looking down the field, it does look like he's been dragging the right foot for a while.
It's on the ground. It does look like he was dragging.
Oh, hey, the ball did hit. This is going to be the issue now. Watch the ball. It does hit the ground on the way down. This last replay, Phil, did you catch this? Watch the very end of this. Maybe you're ready to give him the touchdown right here, but remember, he has to take the ball, clutch it all the way to the ground. Now watch. Ball came out.
It comes out. Well, it's a little in the gray area. The fact, well, he was bobbling the ball too there. Another little bobble before it even comes out at the end. He was not being taken to the ground by a defender, though.
What do you think? I think the issue, did he get both feet in?
Well, I think that's.
I think he did.
No, watch what see the bobble there. That might be the difference in making this. That's what's going to overturn the play.
Yep.
It's the first bobble.
And that,
which I just
probably would have lost it right
replay.
there anyway, going to the ground, losing control of it. So Remember, too, there's a roughing the passer penalty on this play. And Mike Carey is ready.
The receiver, after getting control, went to the ground, and immediately upon hitting the ground, the ball came loose. Incomplete.
There you go. No touchdown.
However, there's a roughing the passer at number 97. From the 43-yard line, we'll go 15 yards, automatic first down. The game clock will be set at 3:39. Dallas will not be charged for the team timeout.
So that'll put him at the 28-yard line. And that ball just coming out at the end was the deciding factor for Mike Carey. The penalty against Jason Hatcher.
Yeah, that was the easy decision. But the other little replay, Jim, we saw, or part of it, as he was going to the ground, you saw him re-grip or juggle the ball a little bit. I thought that might be the deciding factor, too.
Still they're set up inside the Cowboys 30 with a new set of downs. And Falk wrestled down. DeMarcus Ware drops him for a loss of a yard. Yeah, the Patriots have tossed it around. Their distribution. Welker with a huge day, 8 catches, 109 yards. 2 catches by the tight ends, 1 by Watson, 1 by Kyle Brady. Kyle Brady's first touchdown catch in 2 years, his first as a Patriot. Last one coming as a member of the Jaguars. Second and 11, and just wide of Welker. We've got an update. Chargers were all over the Raiders early. What's the latest there, JB?
Hey, Jim and Phil. Raiders trying to narrow the gap here. Play action. Dante Culpepper hooking up with Zach Miller. A 1-yard strike. Capping a 17-play, 60-yard drive. 5:18 left in regulation. It is now 21-14. San Diego. Back to Jim and Phil.
Well, thank you very much, JB. Again, it was 14-0 San Diego. They were driving near midfield when Rivers got picked by Howard, and it got returned for a touchdown. The Raiders have stayed in it. 3rd and 11. And they'll have to try a field goal as Falk is held back well short of the first. It goes for only 2 yards.
Dallas defense playing fast, playing tough. Game wasn't on the line, but it would have been a tough road to recover from, so they came through big.
Steve Gostowski, 7 of 8 on the season, 7 of 8. This is 45 yards. And with plenty of room to spare. The lead is raised to 7. It's his longest field goal of the season for Gostowski, and the Patriots hit the 30-point mark yet again.
That was an exciting short field goal drive.
Yeah, well, the play by Moss,
yeah,
even though it didn't hold up, it was so acrobatic.
Well, you know, the one thing I'm noticing, too, the Patriots are going to give Randy Moss those chances to go down the field. It doesn't matter if he's double covered. They give him so long to run. Look at this. There's 2 defenders, but the time, and all of a sudden when he breaks it out, and it's so far down the field, it's so unusual for defensive backs to see that type of throw, that it's hard for them to react. And then if the football's near them, can they keep from panicking? Because they probably see that a couple times a year. Can you not panic while the ball's in the air, or Randy Moss is not going to?
Tom Brady talking to us about how much he's loved playing with Moss, all the things he's brought to this team. And I remember him talking about it before game 1, on the eve of game 1. These same traits he was waxing on about last night, about his size, his leadership in the locker room, his winning attitude. The Cowboys to only about the 22 with Tyson Thompson. Have you been to the new NFL.com? You need to go there if you haven't. It's the only place on the web for video highlights of all of today's action. Go to the new NFL.com.
You know, as this game goes along, it just gets harder and harder in my eyes as I watch it for the defenses, because the number of plays, they're piling up. Hard to get the energy to keep trying to pressure the quarterback.
Barber gets the backfield appointment for this series. And a first down run with room. Shoots to the outside, wants to take on Rodney Harrison again. Deion Anderson, the fullback, threw quite a block, and Terrell Owens did as well.
He did outside. That's it. It takes everybody to get it done, and there's some angry men on this field right now. And one of them is Marion Barber, and of course we know Rodney Harrison is. But look at his straight arm. It's a straight arm. It's about everything. Hey, I'm willing to fight to try to win this game. Both teams showing that attitude.
I'll tell you, Barber delivering to Rodney what Rodney's accustomed to doing to others.
That's right.
It's 1st and 10, and back to Barber they go, and this time only a yard.
You know, sometimes when you're in the ring with a puncher, man, you got to punch back.
Mm-hmm. But you so seldom see it in this case with Harrison. And Barber, though, a couple of times he's very effectively used that stiff arm move.
What a combination. We saw Julius Jones come in, and he looked fast, because he is. But then Marion Barber comes in, and it's just a whole different change of attitude.
Got a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Lawrence Maroney was right when he described him and said he likes contact.
Got a flag, got a completion. Owens looking for a seam. Takes it inside the 40. Gain of 23. The flag is back at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal shift. Offense, 81 and 82 did not get set for a second before the snap.
So Owens and Witten both.
Penalty is still second down.
Takes away the big gainer.
I didn't see it, but when you move, you have to be set for 1 full second before the football is snapped. Top of your screen. There's Jason Witten's moving out. Oh, he was not completely set before Terrell Owens went in motion, and that is the responsibility. Well, both players, but the guy in motion always has to make sure everybody is set before he takes off.
Cowboys piling up the penalties. Now 11 against them in this game. And Romo pretty much throwing that one away. Hits the deck again, courtesy of Jarvis Green. Mike Vrabel in there also.
Jarvis Green, Mike Vrabel, both of them getting pressure on the quarterback. From the top of your screen, Mike Vrabel just keeps coming. It's Jarvis Green on the inside that makes Tony Romo get rid of it and then protect himself.
Dallas finds itself yet again 3rd and long. They had their last drive in after failing to do anything on a 3rd and 18. This one's 3rd and 14.
Got to keep making good decisions if you're the quarterback, Tony Romo. Don't take a chance to pick up the first down.
It's a completion, but probably short of what they needed. Catch by Owens. For those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the game between the Patriots and Cowboys. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms on hand here. It's been a wild one. It's been a good one.
They're going to line up quick and go for it. Could be a quarterback sneak.
Remind everybody that 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. So we've ended the quarter. New England goes into the 4th, up 7. And there's your line score as the Cowboys offense remains on the field, starting the 4th quarter, 4th and 1 near midfield. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, You know, you see New England scored in every quarter in this game. Do you know, so far in this season, they've scored in 23 of 24 quarters. How about that?
Well, I'm waiting for the answer. What's the one quarter they didn't?
It was against Cleveland.
I think this is a big risk by the Dallas Cowboys. If it was me, I would punt it. It's a good yard as you go for it. And New England's offense is pretty hot. I'd make them go the length of the field.
Got Barber ready to fight for it. Gets the handle, fumbles it, bounces right back into his arms. What a break. And a flag. And New England's certain it's against Dallas.
Holding. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty.
Well, that'll bring out McBriar.
'63 left guard Kyle Kozar. He's got his arm wrapped around Teddy Bruschi. No, both arms. You got to call it. That was a quick hitting play, well designed, and penalties on that drive.
All day long.
Well, that's right, all
100 worth.
But you know, too, Jim, you know, everybody goes, well, if you didn't have the penalties, well, a lot of things. But when you're playing a good team, penalties come a lot of times because you're out of position because of the talent of the guy you're playing against. But that was not the case that time.
This guy has some leg, McBriar. Oh, and it sails to the 2 and bounces in. 41 yards net. Brady will start at the 20, leading by a touchdown. So Phil, you talked about the star appeal in this one. Have the stars come through? Brady with 4 touchdown passes, matching his career high, including one to Moss. Meanwhile, Romo's thrown for a pair, including one to Owens. Just early in the fourth quarter with New England leading at 31-24. Falk for about 6 yards. Got an update on Carolina, Arizona. James Brown, take it away.
Hey, Jim and Phil, take a look at this site. You know the guys were signed on Wednesday, that being 43-year-old Vinny Testaverde up top to Steve Smith. Jim and Phil, 65 yards to pay dirt. Carolina on top of Arizona, 18-10, 4:16 left in regulation. Phil, back on the field, buddy.
How about that, Phil? Thank you, JB. 2nd and 4, and Cowboys back him up. It'll be 3rd and 2. Testaverde was in. And the coach. We'll kick it off next Sunday at noon. We'll look forward to having you with us. Can the Cowboy defense hold them here? 3rd down and 2. Brady takes off for it. He has the first. Scrambles for 3 yards.
Tom Brady knows the situation, looks to his right, doesn't like it. Nobody in front. Good job of just getting a couple yards. No, he's not the fastest runner. Very mobile in the pocket. That's why he has such great success throwing the football. Buys the extra time.
T.O. deep in thought. Didn't blink. Nor is Brady as he hits Stallworth in stride. And he stiff arms his way free. He's going to take it in for a touchdown. 69 yards as he flattens Jock Reeves to take it home. Brady has a career high 5 touchdowns.
The timing of calls, that's what makes it success, makes you successful in the NFL. Play action fake. Everybody coming up. The middle's open. Tom Brady throws it on a line to give Dante Stallworth a chance to catch it and make the move, and he does.
Up 14. That's 17 unanswered for New England. Their longest play of the year. It's Brady to Stallworth. Been a huge afternoon for Stallworth and Welker. Stallworth now with 136 yards on 7 catches. Welker, his first career 100-yard day on 8 grabs, including a pair of touchdowns. While Moss has a touchdown, but only 23 yards total, 3 catches. The run back by Thompson. Gostowski, the kicker, can't slow him down. Thompson taken off inside the New England 25. Finally, Rodney Harrison, who's playing special teams, is able to bring him down.
You talked to him last night about it. He's on kickoff. He is the safety, but the blocking, look at the lane, and then the nice cut and breaking a tackle across the field, and Thompson has that speed. Rodney Harrison, the safety, does a good job. Just how do you pick your way through 20 bodies? You kind of feel it, you sense it, good peripheral vision, and Rodney Harrison does his job by stopping the touchdown.
It's a 72-yard run back by the first Cowboy ever homegrown, if you will, from right here in Irving. Raised in the shadows of this very stadium. And the Cowboys get life with that return. With 12 minutes left. Romo wants to strike quickly. Guns it. Got it. At the 9, it's Owens. Good for 14.
Yeah, pass protection. This takes a while. Look how long Tony Romo holds the football, and Terrell Owens does the right thing. Go down and catch it.
Again tonight on CBS 60 Minutes. Cold Case and Shark on America's Most Watched Network. They mark it right at the 10. It's a goal-to-go situation.
The longer the quarterback has, the more the defense spreads out, the wide open they get.
That's a sack for the Patriots. Ty Warren and Wilford.
There was nobody open. Nice job by Ty Warren, and good job by Tony Romo protecting the football.
Well, that was probably his primary target. He always looks for Witten, and he got knocked down.
Shoot, Jason Witten, he's going to be sore. Not from tackles, just getting hit at the line of scrimmage, trying to go down the field to catch footballs.
Now 2nd and goal. Cross him up with the run. Jones gets it to the 5. Picks up 7.
You know, it just makes sense nowadays. So many teams doing it. 2 running backs, they stay fresh. They stay fast. Jason Witten on the outside. Good block on Ty Warren.
Is this 4-down territory, you think, at this point? 3rd and goal at the 5.
Yes, I think it is. I think it is. Do you have faith that your defense can stop New England twice? And you got to go down and score 2 more times? No, you go for 4. You go for the touchdown.
Romo pass for Hurd. Romo thought he might have a case there for a little interference.
No, you know, they're going to kick the field goal. It's a good idea. Tony Romo kind of has what he wants. The ball just gets away from him, throws it too high, playing it safe. But if he'd have threw it right at the receiver, I think he would have had a touchdown.
So they're going to go ahead and kick the 3. Nick Falk. Nick Falk knocks it through. Just a chippy 23 yards. The lead is 11 with 10 minutes left. It's 38-27, New England. Jim Nance, Phil Simms. Dallas.
Faking the onside
Yes,
kick.
they are.
You do that, you hope to ruin the return.
Welker, though, is going to get a big return. He'll start at the 35.
Man.
25-yard return on one of Brady's biggest days statistically. His first to Moss on the opening drive. Then Welker. Welker again.
Split the zone.
This one to Kyle Brady.
Play action.
And then the fifth.
Randy
Stallworth.
Moss. I know Stallworth caught it.
Okay.
Mr. Randy Moss touchdown because the defense double covered him, opened up the middle, and that's what happens when you do that against the Patriots right now. Last week it was Ben Watson up the middle. Tonight, Dante Stallworth.
They get into the arms of Moss. And that's a quick 8.
And you know, too, Wes Welker, whatever they paid him, he's already earned it all. You know, he needs some bonus money now because the return game, the catches, the extra yards,
Well, it's a kid who in high school was a safety, a running back, played wide receiver, was a kicker, kick returner. Actually, one time did handle some placements, some kicking chores for Miami when Orlando Mari was hurt.
You know, he's always heard, yeah, you're too small.
2nd and 2, and again it's Moss on the slant, ridden down by Newman. Dragged down. Well, talking about Welker in high school, let's check it out. He played for Heritage Hall in Oklahoma. He was the state MVP, number 5.
Gosh. That little move he made when he caught the football, it's the same one he makes now. Oh, of course, that makes sense.
By the way, that one game you just saw, the 2A championship game, this was his line.
3 touchdowns, 58 yards rushing, 90 receiving, interception.
Game-winning touchdown, and kicked the extra point.
And kicked a 47-yard field goal.
That's all. It's kind of like that today.
He's a player.
First down. It's a run with Kevin Falk. Good for 6.
You know,
Stephen Neal with the block.
You make your game decisions, you go with them. 10 minutes to go, you're on the 5. You don't go for the touchdown. When you back a team up, even the New England Patriots, if they were backed up, it affects your play calling. It's harder to open up with that end zone right behind you as a quarterback or a play caller. So Wade Phillips made his mind up. He said, I'm going to put the pressure on my defense. See if they can come through.
Second and 5. Back over to who else but Welker. Got another first down.
See, this is their run the football, and this is the other way to run the football. Safe passes to the outside, a little screen to the inside wide receiver. Hey, Dallas sees it, but you got to tackle him.
Welker has now tied his career high with 9 catches. Career high 116 and 2 touchdowns. Cowboy player is injured. It's DeMarcus Ware, and we'll take a break. DeMarcus Ware was able to walk off. He landed awkwardly after trying to jump in the air and bat down the Brady pass. Romo anxious to get back onto the field, down 11. But New England's driving again with another first down. Falk secures it, takes off with it. 9 yards.
New England just controlling the line of scrimmage as the defense gets tired. The inside run, the screens outside. Now Kevin Falk takes it to the outside. Hard for the pursuit to be there and get there in time to stop it for no gain. already New England in field goal range. And more importantly, draining the clock.
Another first down picked up by Falk. Runs for 5. Well, this is what you believe might happen when the Cowboys face that decision on 4th and goal down at the 5-yard line. And how are you going to slow them down? Not once, but twice.
Yeah, how are you going to slow them down? You know, Jim, we hear from many coaches, not every week, but a lot, especially defensive coaches. When you allow the offense or the opposing team, once it gets over 50 plays, the numbers are astronomical against your defense. New England has been out there. This will be the 67th offensive play of the day.
Could it be another Brady touchdown? Yes, it is. It's Moss. There is a flag. And it might be a push-off on Moss.
Yeah, Randy Moss is running back to the huddle. He didn't have to.
Pass interference, offense number 81. 10-yard penalty is still first down.
Jim, he didn't have to, but it's just an instinct. You can't help it. In the slot, going up. The throw is perfect. He kept his hands down and turned, and really his push-off had nothing to do with it. Tom Brady, oh no, come on. I was counting on 6. But that wasn't much of a push-off. And it did not have any effect on the play, but he extended his arms, so you got to throw the flag. With the throw, it was perfect.
And Moss didn't fight it at all.
Yeah, that was the giveaway.
It's a 1st and 20. Go right back to him. To the 15.
Looks easy, doesn't it?
Every time.
Looks easy. Terrence Newman playing outside, trying to be aggressive, but it only takes a little window. Tom Brady looks it off. Look at the size of the target, the space. They're blitzing you, nobody underneath. This is a different New England football team from the one we saw last year or for any of them that won Super Bowls.
Well, what did Mike Vrabel tell us last night? Got the most talent of all the teams he's ever been on here at New England. Falk finds an opening, and he has a first down. 1st and goal to go. Logan Mankins created that opening.
Tired defense. You know, Mike Vrabel said something. He goes, I'm walking down the hallway in New England. I look at our first Super Bowl team that won against the St. Louis Rams. And I'm looking at the team, and I'm going, maybe 10 can make this team now. So they've improved their talent level as the years have gone by. And
yeah, he went down. They're still walking down that hallway looking at those team photos. He said that in our next championship, maybe 20 guys could make our team. And then the last one, the third one, you know, maybe 35 could make this team. But this is the most talented one. And it shows.
Long way to go.
149 yards piled up in this quarter alone. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 3. Timeout called by the Patriots. They call it, they signal the Patriots, but it's got to be against the timeout by Dallas.
New England's going to call a timeout to go at the play clock rundown.
Talking about a New England team now that has scored at least 34 points in every game. The 2nd team in history to do that. The Rams of 2000 actually had at least 34 points in their first 8 games.
You know, I look at the league, and I said this today to you a couple times, Jim. The league has changed. The dominant teams, and if you want to pick the 2 here at Indianapolis, they score a lot of points. And I really believe last year in the championship game, when New England loses to Indianapolis, they go, hey, you can play great defense against the Colts and maybe some of the other really good teams in the league, and you're still going to give up in the mid to high 20s, low 30s because they're too good. Too many options for the quarterback, too many skilled receivers. The talent of throwing and catching is getting better and better in the NFL. So I'm just seeing a change. Now it's about building your offense and just pushing it that way. Something the Colts have been doing for about 9 or 10 years.
And you're talking about that's what New England did, but this is something, a trend you're seeing all around the league.
Absolutely.
The direction, the way teams are building their squads. And 2nd and goal, ball dancing around and just back at the line.
You know, the teams that can.
That's Ware who makes the hit, had been knocked out of the lineup for a couple of plays, but returns, makes the hit, 3rd and goal. Dallas uses another timeout. You know, again, you hear so much about Moss, but the other 2 receivers.
Well, that's double coverage on Wes Welker. And that's just splitting the zone. That's what they're terrific at doing. And this pass to Dante Stallworth, as I said earlier, it's because they double-teamed Randy Moss. And again, that opens it up for the other guys. Not taking anything away from Dante Stallworth because he's good. Tom Brady told us the Saturday night before their opening game against the Jets, Dante Stallworth, when he catches it, he is our best player running with the football in his hands. That's some combination.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes coming up next, except for those of you on the West Coast. Cold case and Shark. The Cowboys have used a couple of timeouts. They know they cannot allow anything more than a field goal. They have any faint hope at all. Brady over the head of Moss. So the Cowboys defense able to buckle down inside the 5. Chris Canny was in close on Brady.
That's right. That still gives the Cowboys a chance. You go for the touchdown, and then, of course, the onside kick.
Now, the Cowboys know about onside kicks. The one they converted last week was the first successful 4th quarter onside kick this season in the league. After the first 11 had failed around the league, they got the big one. 22-yarder is good by Folk. Or Gostowski, beg your pardon. So Gostowski adds 3 more for New England, and the lead is up to 41-27. Do you know what they did there? They not only got 3, they used 6 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, as you look back, of course, I'm gathering information. Now I got the drive, and it's just your defense, it's given up many plays. And Wade Phillips, you know, he's sitting there going, well, shoot. I not only couldn't stop him at all, I would have gone for it, but I'm not sure it would have mattered either way. This game, you know, the New England Patriots dominated. And then it turned, I turned to you once during a commercial, I said, can you believe the Cowboys have they're like, everything was on their side. They're winning, the momentum, they were making plays, and then the sign of a really good team on the road, adversity, the Patriots started making plays. They drive right down the field, score, and go back on top.
The Cowboys were down 14 so quickly, 14-zip. Came back to actually take the lead in the 3rd quarter. But then New England, with 17 unanswered, took back control. Of course, after what the Cowboys did on Monday night, I'm not ruling them out of anything. Thompson have another big return in him? No, not this time. Larry Izzo on the tackle.
Of course. Who else makes the tackle? Look at the quarterback comparisons. Tom Brady, 29 of 44. Yep, they're going to come out and throw it no matter what. Tony Romo, 18 of 28. Really, I tell you, Tony Romo's performance, it's been impressive. After the Monday night game, the turnovers, off to a slow start. And he did just what he said. He worked himself into the game. He told us that on Friday, to play the game, to see the big picture, and know when to take a chance. Well, now is probably that time where you might take a chance if you see a little opening down the field.
Just inside 4 minutes. Going to have to go for the hero ball at some point, you think, and it goes into the arms of Junior Seau. His 3rd pick in 2 weeks. That's not the kind of chance I was talking about.
No, it was pressure, nobody open. Then he just saw a flash across his face. He tried to make the throw to a receiver running away from him, and it's off target.
Junior Seau has 2 picks last week. Derek Anderson of the Browns. Then he comes back and has one today. There's Romo and Rodney Harrison.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything. Rodney Harrison was not taunting him. I think it was just probably saying something about the game. And it's like, I had you if you broke the pocket, something like that. I think the New England Patriots had a lot of respect for Tony Romo before this game.
You saw the 2 ex-Chargers, Harrison and Seau. Harrison with the pressure, Seau with the pick. And Falk just falls sideways for 4. What we're talking about with Junior. We're talking about a man who was the 5th pick of the 1990 draft. He was taken in that first round 25-some spots before Brett Favre. Football Hall of Famers coming out of that draft, and look at Belichick.
Boy,
really appreciate the veteran.
He does. You know what? He loves his veteran players because they get to talk about football to a level that you can't do with young guys. And remember he said that to us? He loves Mike Vrabel, Teddy Bruce.
His linebackers.
Yeah, man.
Coaching them.
We talk about stuff that, they're like coaches out there.
Welker won't manage much out of this one. Just another catch in the stats. Loses 2 yards. No, this is weeks back when we visited with Bill, and he was so grateful to have. He says, you take each unit. That's what keeps him going as a coach. They're all different challenges, but his linebacking group, there's so much interesting interchange there because they've been around so long.
Oh, yes. I've heard, I'll never forget, one time there's something that happens on the field, and they hadn't gone over it. And it was Brewski, Vrabel, and then it was Willie McGinnis was there. And they on the field make this defense up, and it works. And I said, what did Coach say to you when you came to the sideline? He says, nothing. He expected us to make it up and get it done. That's how he taught us.
Actually, the Patriots take the timeout and ran the play clock all the way down to 1. And take a look now at the Patriots the next 2 weeks at Miami and then Washington. They'll host Washington. And they could be in store for another matchup of unbeatens.
Could be.
We're seeing Indianapolis on a bye this week.
On a bye.
To come back with Jacksonville and Carolina.
So Jacksonville, been a nemesis for the Indianapolis Colts, so that'll be, but getting that week's rest, and Jacksonville playing very well again today too. No matter what, even if both teams are not undefeated, it's still going to be exciting.
After that AFC Championship game last year? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the dynamics of how the teams have changed since last season.
3rd down 10.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and 10. Wondering if Brady will go for number 6. Stallworth and Welker to the right. Moss to the left. Now he won't go for number 6 on this play, but he'll pick up the first. He'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 11-yard gain, 11 catches for Welker. 2 minutes to go. Patriots on their way to staying unbeaten. Well, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes is straight ahead right after football, except for those of you on the West Coast. Then all new Cold Case and Shark here on America's #1 network.
Well, this is one exciting game today. It was. A lot of ups and downs. I'll tell you what this will do for the Dallas Cowboys. They'll realize there's one more level to try to reach to if you want to have a great year.
How is anybody going to be able, though, to slow down New England when they're putting up at least 34 points in every game this year? Is this something that you're just going to have to go in with a plan? Okay, they're going to be able to. It's like what people say about the Colts. We know they're going to move the ball. We just got to figure out a way to outscore them.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be tough too because they got a pretty good defense. But you know, everybody, even Bill Belichick said it last night. We're starting to now react because we're seeing different styles of defenses a lot of weeks. Like last week, Cleveland did some good stuff, and really they were disappointed how they played on the offensive side. A lot of their points were because of defensive situations that helped them. So as the week goes on, teams will have new plans for them. They'll have to show they can adjust.
Second straight carry for Eckel, the Navy man. And the Cowboys can't stop the clock again. When you saw the New England schedule, the Cowboys will take on Minnesota. The Vikings winners today at Chicago on a Longwell field goal from 55 yards with no time left. At Philadelphia, at the Giants, Washington, and then Thanksgiving Day they'll host the Jets, and we'll be back here for that one.
Yep, they got some. They're all tough. I'm not even going to think about saying, "Oh, that's easy. They'll win this one." But anytime you play in your division, which they got coming up, Giants and Eagles and Redskins, that's tough stuff.
Ooh, Eckel almost able to squirm free for one more touchdown. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Tony Petiti. Coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS and producing this game today, resident right here, is Lance Barrow. The game directed by Mike Arnold. Studio produced by our senior producer of CBS Sports, Eric Mann. Directed by Bob Mattina. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant. Associate directors of this game, Corey Fishman, Andy Friedman. Broadcast associates, Alex Birchie, Mike Friedman. Technical manager, Pete Colander. 4th and goal here with seconds left. And Eckel gets in. Kyle Eckel has his first NFL touchdown. Going to end up winning this game by a pretty healthy margin, when in fact they were trailing in the second half for the first time this season. That makes it 48-27. And we saw the Patriots week 1 against the Jets. Now here we are week 6. What about this bunch now as you evaluate New England?
I was more impressed today than I was in week 1. To me, this is about the most impressive game they played just because of the stage on the road against a good football team and the way they did it. And once again, you know, New England proved that what they've done in the past, that they are willing to fight and play it all the way through. You know, that's, and you go, well, come on, every team's willing to do that. I don't know. You know, a lot of teams get tired, like, you know, we need a breather here. But on both sides of the ball, they can apply pressure. That's just another reason why they're so tough.
And the Colts, who defeated them last year in that epic AFC Championship game, they're sitting back and watching this. What are they thinking?
Yeah, they're thinking, you know, we're pretty good ourselves. And the Colts, the way they've gone 5-0, it's been impressive. With all their injuries, they've kind of rebuilt their team. I think so far this year, I've been more impressed with the Indianapolis Colts this year than I was last year. They look faster when I watch them.
It's Anderson. Deion Anderson at a UConn. And Eckel, who just scored the touchdown, makes the tackle on the kick. How often do you see that? So Romo out for maybe 2 more snaps. Thank our audio supervisor, Ed Soltis. Ethan Cooperson on stats, Gary Brown downstairs, and Tommy Spencer, our editorial consultant.
And our resident golf pro.
Giving you free lessons.
Of course, down here, Lance Barrow, producer from Texas. He took us to about 9 barbecue places this weekend.
You don't want to see barbecue for a while, do you? 3 days worth. The Patriots outscored the Cowboys 27-3 over the last 20 minutes. New England and Indianapolis are now the only two unbeatens. For Phil Simms and all the crew, this is Jim Nantz saying so long from Irving, Texas.